65 million years ago, something wiped out the dinosaurs. Not slowly, not gradually. In a geological instant, entire ecosystems collapsed, oceans changed, the climate shifted, and most large life on Earth disappeared forever. For scientists, the story was simple. What died back then stayed dead. The case was closed. The history books were written, but there was one problem. It wasn't true. Because in 1938, a fishing boat pulled something out of the ocean that had absolutely no right to exist. Not just a rare fish, not a newly discovered species, but a creature that was officially declared extinct alongside the Tyrannosaurus rex. And it was alive. That discovery didn't just shock the scientific world. It broke something much bigger, our ultimate confidence that we actually know what's still out there. Today, we are diving into the darkest depths to dissect four creatures that science buried millions of years ago. We will break down their anatomy, their shocking secrets, and the raw facts that prove the ocean is an alien planet where extinction follows completely different rules. December 1938. Off the coast of South Africa, a routine fishing trip ends with a bizarre catch. A fish 5 feet long, covered in thick, armored scales, with fins that look more like actual limbs. When a local museum curator named Marjorie Courtenay-Latimer sent a sketch to a fish expert, the reply came back instantly. This is a coelacanth, a fish that had only existed as fossils locked in stone for 65 million years. But once the initial shock wore off, scientists began studying this creature and realized it is stranger than any monster fiction. First, they don't swim like modern fish. Coelacanths literally drift over the seafloor at depths of up to 600 meters. They use their fleshy, lobe-like fins, moving them diagonally, exactly how four-legged animals walk on land. It is quite literally a living link between water and solid ground. Second, they have an organ found in no other living vertebrate on Earth, an intracranial joint. This is a functional hinge inside the skull that allows the front of its head to lift upward when it bites. Mechanically, like a biological trapdoor, it expands its mouth to incredible sizes, allowing it to swallow massive prey completely whole. Third, total darkness is not a problem for them. Hidden inside the snout of the coelacanth is a special rostral organ. This is a unique electrosensory system that detects the weakest electrical fields of other living things. Even if prey is buried deep in mud or hiding in a pitch-black cave, the coelacanth sees its electrical silhouette. And most importantly, they are real biological time slowers. Recent studies show that coelacanths can live up to 100 years. They grow incredibly slowly, and their pregnancy lasts around 5 years, an absolute record in the animal kingdom. They didn't just survive extinction. They live in their own ultra-slow temporal dimension, where millions of years pass by unnoticed. If the coelacanth witnessed the end of the dinosaurs, our next hero saw their very beginning, and saw the world long before them, 450 million years. That is how long horseshoe crabs have existed on this planet. They appeared before the first trees or flowers grew on Earth, and long before the first amphibian ever crawled onto land. They survived 5 mass extinctions, but their anatomy still leaves scientists completely baffled. Let's start with their vision. A horseshoe crab doesn't just have 2 eyes. They possess a complex system of 10 eyes scattered across their entire body. The 2 main large eyes on the sides of their shell are compound eyes, like those of insects. But besides those, they have simple eyes on their back, near their mouth, and even on their tail. Some of these eyes are highly sensitive to ultraviolet light, helping the animal navigate by moonlight and track nightly tides. Speaking of the tail, this long, fierce spike is not a weapon. The horseshoe crab doesn't sting or attack anyone with it. It serves as its rudder while swimming upside down, which they frequently do, and as a crucial survival tool. If a wave throws the animal onto the shore and flips it onto its back, it uses this tail like a lever to flip itself back over. Without it, it would simply die under the blazing sun. Their life cycle is a massive spectacle. They are true long livers for their class, reaching ages between 20 and 40 years. But once a year, during the full moons of May and June, something incredible happens. Millions of horseshoe crabs simultaneously crawl out of the ocean onto the coastline, turning beaches into a moving carpet. A single female can lay up to 100,000 eggs in the sand during a season. But evolution is brutal. Out of those 100,000, only about a dozen individuals will survive to adulthood. The rest will become food for migrating birds and fish. But what makes the horseshoe crab the most valuable creature for humanity is its blood. It isn't red. It's bright blue because it uses copper instead of iron to carry oxygen. This blood contains a unique protein used to create the LAL test, limulus ambesite lysate. This reagent instantly clots, turning into a gel-like substance, the moment it comes into contact with dangerous bacterial endotoxins. Absolutely every vaccine, every syringe, every injectable drug, and every medical implant on Earth is tested using compounds derived from horseshoe crab blood. Without this animal, which predates the dinosaurs, modern medicine simply could not exist. We quite literally buy our safety with their blue blood. Forget about great whites or hammerheads. The true patriarchs of the ocean hide where the pressure is enough to crush a human being. The frilled shark. Its ancestors swam in the oceans roughly 80 to 95 million years ago. Because of its long, slender, cylindrical body that grows up to 2 meters, sailors of the past century frequently mistook it for mythical sea serpents. It got its name from a unique, folded frill around its neck, 6 pairs of gill slits covered by fleshy, leathery folds that meet under its throat. No other modern shark on the planet shares this anatomical structure. It inhabits terrifying depths, from 500 to 1,500 meters and below. In this world, there is no sunlight, so its dark brown or gray body serves as the ultimate camouflage. It literally dissolves into the black water, waiting for its prey, and when prey appears, it stands zero chance. The mouth of a frilled shark is a lethal trap. It is lined with around 300 needle-like teeth arranged in 25 tight columns. Every single tooth is shaped like a trident and angled inward toward the throat, like a hook. It works like a one-way valve. The victim goes in easily, but any attempt to break back out only drives them deeper onto these hooks. But the biggest record of this creature is its pregnancy. It is the absolute champion among all vertebrate animals on Earth. The pregnancy of a frilled shark lasts about 3.5 years, 42 months. Due to the freezing water temperatures and a slow metabolism in the deep, the embryos develop exceptionally slowly, adding just a few millimeters a month. She carries her offspring longer than most wars in human history lasted. If the frilled shark resembles a serpent, the goblin shark looks like a pure evolutionary glitch. This species has existed unchanged for over 120 million years, and for a long time, researchers only knew about it from rare teeth found in ancient rock layers from the Cretaceous period. We assumed they were gone, until deep-sea fishing nets started dragging them up from the abyss. The first thing that catches your eye is its color. Goblin sharks are pink, but it's not skin pigment. Its skin is so thin and translucent that you can literally see the capillaries and blood moving underneath. This gives it a strange, raw, pinkish-gray hue found in almost no other shark. The next detail is its massive, flat, blade-shaped snout. Interestingly, this snout barely changes proportions from birth, keeping its shape throughout its entire life. It is completely covered in electroreceptors, ampuli of Lorenzini, because at depths over a kilometer, its eyes are tiny and almost completely useless. The shark scans the ocean floor with this snout like a metal detector. Its diet also throws up puzzles. Aside from deep-sea fish and squid, Scientists have found artificial items inside the stomachs of captured specimens, human trash, plastic, and debris from ships. Food is so scarce at those depths that this predator snaps up absolutely anything falling from the surface. But the goblin's main feature is its jaw. It isn't fixed under the skull. It sits on special elastic ligaments functioning like a cocked spring. When the shark gets close to its prey, its jaws shoot forward at an incredible distance in a fraction of a second, acting like a biological harpoon or the telescopic jaw of the xenomorph from the Alien movies. The victim is violently sucked into a cascade of hundreds of thin, nail-like teeth. These are extremely secretive creatures. In the entire history of observation, a large group of goblin sharks was spotted together only once, in 2003 off the coast of Taiwan, when hundreds of individuals inexplicably migrated to shallower waters. Why they gathered and what happened there, science still doesn't know. They have equally strange deep-sea relatives, but the goblin remains the most isolated and poorly understood predator on our planet. 4 creatures, 4 different points in Earth's history, all living contradictions to what we call official science. A fish with a century-long lifespan and a built-in hinge inside its head. A crab with 10 eyes whose blue blood saves you every single time you get a vaccine. A shark that carries its young for nearly 4 years and swims with 300 hooks in its mouth. And a pink alien with a projectile harpoon jaw, spotted in a group only once in history. We are used to thinking that extinction is a hard period, but the ocean proves it might just be an ellipsis. We have mapped the surface of Mars and the Moon significantly better than the relief of our own ocean floor. Down there, in total darkness and under crushing pressure, time runs differently. Evolution stops because the design of these creatures turned out to be so perfect that it didn't need to change for hundreds of millions of years. And if these 4 monsters quietly waited out the catastrophes that wiped giant reptiles off the face of the Earth, then the main question isn't how they survived. The question is, who else is hiding down there where we simply haven't shined our flashlights yet? Subscribe to Wraith Depth, because the true history of the planet is written at the bottom.